All right, questions for Coach Stevens. Start with Keith Smith.
Hey, Brad, how much confidence does it give some of the younger guys like Semi and Carsen to step up big in a game like this tonight?
Well, I think especially Carsen. I mean, he's had last year it was just hard to get minutes on that team. We were so deep at the wing and so interchangeable with that group that even when there were minutes available, you didn't want to play small. You wanted to play more versatile. And but he just kind of stayed with it, and he's had a really good couple of months. And I thought his opportunities showed up a couple of weeks ago in a game. And even when he's not playing, he's not getting down. He's just staying ready. So you thought that he would play a role tonight. We don't win the game without him. He changed the complexion of the game. That's really encouraging. Shemi's been there, done that. I mean, he doesn't get a lot of attention for what he does, but it's not the easiest role in the world to be subbed in with 32 seconds left and guard Kawhi Leonard one-on-one. And, in a week's time, he's on LeBron at the end of the game and Kawhi at the end of the game. That's how teams work, right? And that's why we don't need everybody to put on a cape. We just need everybody to do their job well. And both those guys did that.
Mark Murphy.
Hey, Brad, heading into that third quarter, just how much did you guys have to ramp up your defense?
We changed coverages. I mean, we couldn't guard them in our traditional stuff. We were late to shooters and getting spread out all over the place. So we had to change and switch a lot more and do that stuff. And guys did a good job communicating when posts rolled. We did a good job team rebounding. Got beat on the glass a couple times, but not as much as you'd think. Came a little tougher when we had the three guys that were smaller than me in, but other than that, I thought we really did a good job of, communicating, getting to the 3-point line better, and making them play a little bit more in isolation.
Brian Robb.
Hey, Brad, just two questions for you. First, any update on just Daniel's situation with the knee? Was that something that popped up during this game, or what happened there?
Popped up before the game. He was complaining about it a little bit, got some extra treatment before the game, went back and warmed up again, said he felt fine. I didn't think he looked good in the first stint. Put him back in the second. Certainly thought he was a step slow. He did not feel good. And so at halftime, it made sense for him to stop. I don't think it's anything big. He sat on a couple of occasions last year for the same thing. But this stretch is, insane. So we have to just make sure we're smart about all of these guys, but certainly high-minute players.
And then just your thoughts on Kemba's fourth quarter there. I know obviously it was a slow start for him in the first half, but just his feel and just finding his spots in that stretch, especially in that last shot, 30 seconds left on the steal.
Yeah, he was terrific. He was really terrific the whole time. I thought, he was good on the ball. He was good off the ball. Even the shots he missed in the first half, he was getting to his spots. So, and then defensively, I thought he really fought. He got in there and tapped some balls and kept some balls alive and rebounds. So, but he's a competitor. I think that sometimes guys like him, they see that other guys are out and, it's almost take it as a bigger challenge. So you kind of saw that tonight.
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad, two things. One, your evaluation of how Peyton did first game back in 2 weeks. And secondly, the fourth quarter execution, and you hit your free throws, you're able to kind of match them basket for basket and not kind of get too down when Williams and Kawhi were hitting buckets.
Yeah, I mean, good teams make runs. I mean, there's always going to be a back and forth. The one thing I don't think we can do, obviously, you're sitting up here after every game and you're answering questions about, basically why you won or why you lost. What you can't do from our standpoint, coaching wise, is, objectively worried about whether the ball goes in or not. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you don't. It's, are you getting good ones, and are you trying to challenge them as hard as you can? And they made a couple tough ones that we challenged really well in that stretch. And so, and one of the tough parts about switching so much was Lou Williams got a couple matchups and got to his spot. So those are things that are difficult, but good teams make runs. And our margin is such, Gary, and we talked about it. We're just going to play a lot of close games. So just got to get used to doing our best in those moments.
Matt Valtor.
Brad, you started the three big guys at the beginning of the game. What were you hoping to get out of that, and what was your evaluation of what you saw?
I mean, it probably would have been better if we would have been, more compact with that group, but guarding traditional we were too slow getting the shooters. So, obviously we played small the rest of the game, and that hurt us in the switching that I mentioned at times, but that's the predicament you're in. You can't take everything away against this team. They're super talented, really well coached. They pick on your matchups, and they do a great job of gaining an advantage and then making the right play. They were whipping that ball all over the place.
Jacopo Di Francesco.
Hi, Coach. Good win. And I wanted you to ask, how are you feeling about the growth of Grant Williams, and how are you leading into this season?
I think he's, I think that he started a little slower coming out of the gates, but has really ramped up lately. He's a guy that, we think when we come into a game, he knows what the other team's trying to accomplish. He works hard to prepare himself. And his skill has grown over the last 18 months. And I think his comfort level. And I think in the last month, there's a clear difference than the first month of the season.
Final question for Coach. We'll go to Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad, I just forgot to Peyton, how did you feel he did?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. To be honest, I thought he looked a little tentative. I had to tell him to shoot. So the very next time he touched the ball, he jacked one right in front of me. And he made it. So he's a good listener, but I thought he looked timid in the first half, and then I thought he was good in the second.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.